Alright, so today we're here at a pretty extensive mine. This right here is the main shaft. We'll not be descending this, however, because as you can see, it's filled all the way up with garbage. It's pretty nasty in there, so instead we're gonna descend this side shaft right over where Xavier is. And right behind me there's actually the mill foundations. I'm not sure what kind of mill this mine had, but the workings are pretty extensive. So let's go head over to the shaft and head into the mine. This is actually a side shaft of this mine. The main incline or main haulage, which is directly forward and to the right, that guy goes down, I want to say about 375 or 78 feet or so. Alright, so we just rappelled down the shaft for maybe about 30 feet down, and we've reached a drift level. Straight ahead it doesn't go anywhere, it dead ends after like 15 feet. But behind me it continues for a ways, and there's a lot of garbage in here, as you can see. Some of it old, some of it new. There's a National Geographic magazine in here about Genghis Khan. There's one about fishing. There's a boot right here. I don't think it's too old though. And we immediately break into the stope. Oh wow, this is a pretty big one. It goes down maybe about 60 to 70 feet in this section. This is pretty neat. Goes up here too, and a bit over here. But the drift level keeps going this way. I love all the stalls in here. It's really neat. Alright. You can see an air line going down into the stope. You're gonna want to check out the stope down this area. Okay. What is this? Union Carbide. It's a crushed Union Carbide can. Pretty cool. That's a little dead end stope. Oh wow, this looks pretty massive over here. That goes down quite a ways. Probably to the 100-foot level. Whoa! Check this out. This is a ballroom stope. Let's see if I can get you enough light to see that. That's massive. Has to be maybe 20 feet by like 40 feet and something like 35 feet tall. That's massive. Don't want to get too close to this edge. Alright, I'm back at this junction. That's the Union Carbide can. Let's head off this way and see where this drift goes. So this stope heads down. Maybe that connects to that ballroom. I'm not sure. The drift heads over this way. Looks like there's a winze right here. Not sure if Xavier went down that or not. And the drift also crosses over the winze and continues that way. Alright, so I just crossed over this winze, over that wooden bridge. And the drift continues off this way. Right over here to the left, there's a narrow passage going down into a stope. Oh wow. I don't think the camera's focusing on the stope, but it's pretty big. And we've reached another stope. This one is also massive. Check out those stoles. Those are huge. It's pretty deep too. Alright, so now we're heading down this ladder, going deeper into this mine. Alright, so I just climbed down this ladder, and I'm at the next sub-level down. There's a passage running off that way, and this passage over here breaks into what looks like another large stope. Oh yeah, this is all filled with rubble. I'm guessing this connects to the other stope we were looking in. So let's go down this way. Pretty tight passages in here. That's the remnants of a MRE. Oh, looks like there's some graphic content in this mine. This is the second mine in this area where I've seen porno mags. That breaks into that stope we were just looking at, and this is all timbered up above us. And check out this neat boxed chute. I'm guessing this is an ore chute. It's all boarded off at the top though. It's pretty interesting. I've never seen one like this in person. But look at that timbering, that's pretty neat. It's holding up a lot of rock. And over here, you said this connects to another shaft, right?
Yep.
And this one is all full of burned garbage.
Hey buddy,
yeah.
I need a hand here.
Oh, thank you.
Give me a hand.
Thank you. Oh, help me.
Oh, my arm.
Alright, so I just crossed over that burned out, garbage filled shaft. You couldn't even look up it, it was all clogged at the top. But here's the drift beyond it. And right over here is another one of those boxed ore chutes. Pretty neat. This one looks clogged up there as well. And the drift continues over here. Looks like it gets pretty narrow. Got a broken ladder here. And this goes up into a stope. Alright, so right down there was that broken ladder that I just climbed up. And this leads into another pretty big stope. Xavier just climbed over there and found that it didn't go anywhere. And behind me, it leads back towards that garbage-filled shaft or stope, I should say. You can see it's all full of trash, and you can actually see daylight up there. Let me dim the lights. And that passage over there just leads to where we were before. So we're gonna head back down that broken ladder and climb down through the stopes to the 100-foot level. Alright, so we just worked our way down this passageway. There's another opening over there, and here's a look at this magnificent stope. Check this out. It's massive. There's Xavier for scale. And looks like there's some stoles down in there. Looks like a lot more of it was timbered and then it collapsed. This is awesome. This mine is very maze-like. There's just passages going everywhere and stopes crisscrossing each other. Just a forest of stoles over there. Xavier just climbed over there and is looking at that little hole. And I'm gonna head over there also, because apparently that's the way we're gonna get down to the 100-foot level. It's pretty low ceiling in here.
I thought I kept going, but it just ends over there in a small room.
Oh, okay.
But check this out. I think it might be dynamite. All it says is anti-roll. Kind of funky looking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would be my guess.
I thought it was a road flare, which is why I picked it up.
Because all that white stuff in there is probably that diatomaceous earth or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Looks like something chewed on it. So. Oh. What the heck is that?
Huh.
You see that, right?
Yeah. Did we find a Mayan artifact in here? Interesting.
Huh. Back from whence it came.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that, dude.
Oh, I'm not taking
You're gonna
that.
cause the mine to cave in.
Oh yeah, this thing, that was what was holding up the whole room. Oh man.
No, I mean,
It's
it's cursed, probably. Yeah. Have you seen Indiana Jones, bro?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty strange. Alright, so we just worked our way down over here. That massive ballroom is right behind that big boulder. And now I am on the 100-foot level. There's a drift running off that way. There's one running off this way, underneath the stope. And there's one over here. I'm not sure if that's accessible. But let's find out. Oh yeah, we can make our way over there. Okay, that's a dead end. This leads into a pretty big stope. And this wind's, let me see. Goes down quite a ways. I cannot see the bottom. This is a pretty neat room right here. Look at all that. Alright, so again, there's a branch. Suppose I'll go to the right. Oh yeah, right up there you can actually see the vein. And it's kind of weird because there's another stope running off in a different direction. It's almost perpendicular to the other vein. There's another winze. See, there's a tire there. Bunch of trash. This might go up to the surface. Huh. Or maybe that just went up to the level we were at before. Yeah, this is a dead end right here. I just came from over here. Now I'm gonna go head down this passageway. You can see there's some stacked rock or gobbing up on the side. What's this? Huh. Some sort of lighter warning sticker. There's a ladder going up into a stope. And this is a chute that was fed by the stope. More gobbing on the right or left hand side, excuse me. And this is the face. Alright, so I'm back at this ladder right here. I originally decided to skip over it, but apparently there's a pretty neat sub-level up there. So let's go check it out. So I just climbed up the ladder and made my way through that narrow gap over there. And it opens up into this room. And right behind me is the sub-level that Xavier was talking about. You can see some wooden ties on the floor. A bunch of stacked rock and backfill. And it looks like there's some miner's graffiti. This looks like actually survey marks, I mean. And over here, looks like there's some rail sticking out of this either backfill or collapse. Alright. So, to the right, it's all filled in. It looks like it was a dead end anyways. And to the left, there's a drift with some rail in it. Pretty cool. Most of the rail was removed in the rest of the mine. So it's pretty cool that there's an intact portion of it. Neat. They weren't using spikes to hold the rail on, they were just using nails. And it looks like that's a muck sheet on the right hand side. Yeah, it doesn't look like this goes very far, unless it turns off to the right. Nope, that's it. Pretty neat. Alright, so I'm back over here, and now I'm going to go head down this passageway. There's another chute with a happy face on it. And there's a bunch of metal debris right here. This looks like it may have been a carbide can. There's some pieces of rail. There's an ore chute that says out. Yeah, these are like 3 feet wide ore chutes. They're pretty big. This looks like some sort of stove, portable stove. Interesting. Another ore chute. Not sure what that is, like a part of a car or something. There's some trash bins over here. What's this? Is this the main shaft? Huh. Look, this is like a really big ore bin. You can see some grizzlies over there. Oh, yep, we've reached the main shaft. Pretty cool. Let's go check this out. So, this right here was the ore bin for the level, so probably lower down the shaft there's an ore chute that would allow the miners to dump ore into the skip car, which would be pulled out to the surface. It's a single tracked shaft with a manway. It's pretty neat. So I believe we're going to be heading down this further into the mine. But before we do that, let's go explore the rest of this level. There's a spool for some wire. That's a really thick air line. I think Xavier's up ahead.
Well, hello.
Hello there. Oh, cool. Check out that pillar.
So I think people have been coming in here and they're coming for the crystals.
Huh, that makes sense.
Because everywhere that there's like a crystal pocket has been cleared out.
Hey, does that loop around?
Yes, so, okay, that guy over there, that goes back to the incline shaft that's all where we came in.
Okay.
Check out that ore chute, I set an old gas pump in there.
Oh, nice. Huh.
The lever still kind of moves.
The crazy things that people throw into mines. Alright, so this is the bottom of the shaft that we held down from. Yeah, there's a lot of modern trash down here, but that's probably an old carbide container. Whoops. Anything interesting down over there?
Well, there's a surprise at the end of this one.
Alright, I guess we should go check that out.
And then at the end of this guy here, you'll find a winze that connects with the lower levels. There are ladders going down, but the ladders stop short about 20 feet from the bottom. So when we get down to the lower level, we'll look up. I'll show you where that is.
Alright, so I'm here in this room with this really narrow pillar holding up the back. That drift over there leads to the main shaft. This drift leads to the shaft that we descended down. and there are two drifts that I need to explore over here. I'm going to go to the right first. Xavier told me there's a surprise down there, so let's go see what it is. This is pretty wide and spacious though. Sock or something. Well, I see a bunch of garbage. I don't know if that's a surprise or not. Stinks like shit over here. I'm guessing it's just a big pack rat's nest. Oh, of course. That's the surprise, a whole stash of fucking porno mags. What is with these mines in this area? I don't know. Alright, there's something mummified over here. Maybe a rabbit or something. And a bunch of trash. Check out this neat quartz vein right here. Let me dim the lights. Guessing that's the reason why they dug this drift. Alright, looks like there's two more ore chutes over here. Oh, this one isn't clogged. Nice. It goes quite a ways up. This one is clogged though. And here on the right hand side there's a pretty big stope leading down into the bowels of this mine. I'd assume that this connects to the 200-foot level. This is a pretty long drift here. Bit of miner's graffiti. And it looks like Xavier's standing on a false floor. So is that the end of this drift?
Yeah, this is where it ends.
Okay.
And so this guy here goes down about 30 feet, and then it goes into a bunch of platforms across all the stoles. It's in basically a vertical stope. But the ladders end about 20 feet before they actually make it to the next level down. So I've been down this, and it's disappointing because you can't make it all the way down.
Yeah.
So
that's unfortunate. Alright, so we made it down to the next level. I want to actually call this the 200-foot level. It's more like the 150-foot level. And right next to me is the ore bin for this level. And over here there's a shelf with some oil cans. You can see the little spout is still on there. And there's a skull. I believe this is like a coyote skull. Not so sure. And over here we have a pretty cool valve. Check that out. And right here on the wall it says shut off water valve. So this was a water line right here. And the passage runs off this way. Let's go explore this level. Alright, let's go right first. You can see there's some rail. Check out this quartz. Really pretty stuff. Alright, let's keep going. So it seems like they removed the ties in this section, but they left the rail. Alright, looks like we've reached another junction. Oh, check out that date. 1917 and 1921. That's awesome. And I'll go right first, stick to the right hand rule. Alright, there's some rail that's been pulled up. Some more quartz in the wall, or the rib of the mine. And some other survey markings maybe. Oh yeah, look, there's a face. It's someone's name, I can't read it. Huh. And that's it for this. Lots of wood back here. Oh look, there's another face. This is pretty cool. On the left-hand side, you can see the clear hanging wall for a fault line. You can see how it's all smooth and there's kind of like a layer of clay over it. That's all the ground up fault gouge.
It's really fragile. It's the back of an old cigarette carton.
Oh, nice.
So it's factory number 7, something Virginia 20, and it's Philip Morris & Co. I don't know. I don't smoke, so I don't know how old it is.
Pretty neat.
But yeah, it's very, very fragile.
And that's the end of this drift, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Piece is off.
Alright, so that over there is the main shaft. And I just finished exploring everything over here. And I've yet to go down this way. Okay, looks like there's a stope going down. Looks all filled in at the bottom. To my right, it doesn't go anywhere, but the drift continues this way. Okay, there's another stope up here. Lots of stalls. Oh, there's like a little air tank. And there's another look into that stope. Okay, looks like this is actually the way to access it. I'm going to shut the camera off while I cross this pit. Alright, so I just crossed over this pit. You can see that ladder over there. And there's a junction right here. Apparently everything to the left is all backfilled, or it's a dead end. So let's go down this way. There's a nice horseshoe. Here's a look into the stope. And it looks like this drift breaks into a pretty interesting stope. That's very narrow down there. Check this out, there's a ladder going down about 10 feet and then a very long and narrow stope that extends for quite a ways. Okay, so we made it down to the next level. I believe this is the actual 200-foot level The one we were on was probably the 150-foot level. And it's pretty spacious in here. As you can see, the ceiling, or the back, is probably 10 feet high in this section. And off here to the left is the ore bin. There's actually two bins. So one was probably for waste and one for ore. And it looks like there's probably some extensive workings up ahead. So let's go check them out. Something spilled here, maybe like a carbide can. And it looks like there's actually some rails up ahead. And there's a bit of graffiti on this wall. Can't tell how old it is. Okay, so to the left is a dead end, and to the right it looks all backfilled. It keeps going. I'm actually going to skip this and hit it on the way out. Let's go keep following these rails. Alright, so there's an ore chute up ahead. This one isn't clogged actually. So that goes up to the 150-foot level, I bet. And the rails turn off to the left. Straight ahead, it's a face. Okay, so there's another ore chute over here. Looks like a bunch of debris has came down it. One second. Yeah, it's really nice that there are intact rails on this level. All the other levels, most of the rail was pulled up. There's a neat stope up there. Another chute. It was painted white, or the lumber was painted white at one time. Oh cool, it looks like the ore cut rails cross over a bridge right here. That's pretty neat. Huh. So there's the winds going down. Looks like it goes down maybe 40 feet. And I know Xavier already crossed this, so I'm sure it's pretty safe. There's another winds. I bet it connects with the other one. Or maybe not, it's pretty filled in. Here's ore chute 5W. Yeah, so far this level is pretty extensive. Yeah, we saw a lot of big stopes on the level above, so all these chutes were fed by those. Alright, what do we have here? So, there's a pretty big stope going up there. Pretty neat timber work in this section. And there's a wind going down. I'm guessing Xavier has gone down there. But first I want to try getting over to that drift. So I just crossed over this winds, and right below me there's a newspaper. Let's go see the date on it. It says June 13th, 1968. So not really too old. My record is 1913 for newspaper. And just beyond that winds, there's another one. Alright, so I just crossed over this winds. I believe it ties in with that other winds that's right over there. And it was pretty tricky crossing over this board because this ore chute kind of pushes you off as you're trying to walk across. But apparently there's some extensive workings back here, which is really good to hear. There's some graffiti from 1998, Rand mine, huh. Wonder if they were working at the Rand mine and then came and explored this. Some bottles, not too old. And it looks like there's or what once was an ore chute right here. Let's continue on. There's a pretty rickety looking ladder right here. Xavier told me it doesn't really go anywhere, so I'm not going to climb up it. There's some more graffiti. Looks new. But the drift keeps going. Oh, look at that. Look at that dead mouse right there. Pretty nasty. But you can see there's ore chute number 12. This was definitely a major haulage level. Alright, so the main shaft is that way, and we just finished exploring that drift over there, and we saved this backfill drift for last, so let's go check this out. Alright, continuing on, you can see there's some rails in this drift, and you can see that the ore chute is labeled 1E. We figured that the E's and W's stand for east and west, so we're in the east drift right now. There's a stope up there. It's all boarded off almost. Yeah, there you go. What did you say, there was a newspaper back here?
Yeah, down on the ground, but I couldn't find a date.
Oh, okay.
Looks old.
I'm guessing this faces out pretty soon. Well, let's see. Yep, that's it. Well, this was a really neat level. This might have been the best one yet, I'm not sure, but we still have at least one more, I believe. And then there's something pretty neat at the bottom of the shaft apparently, so see you there. Alright, so I'm here at the lowest level of this mine. I'd say we're about 300 to 350 feet down. And the bottom of the shaft is not much further down, maybe about 40 feet. And there's actually something pretty neat down there, but don't worry, we'll get to see it. And let's go check out this level. Right here's the ore bin. This one's all filled in though. And there's a bunch of ties up ahead, but I don't see any rail. Okay, looks like I'm reaching a major junction. Okay, so it goes off to the right, and straight ahead there's a door, and it also goes off to the left. Well, I guess I'll go to the right first. So I just came from over there, and over here there's a pretty neat looking door. I'm guessing it was for explosive storage. pretty cool. Looks like it has a nail as a handle. And looking inside, well, I can see some shelves, so yeah, they were definitely storing dynamite in here. And yeah, look, here's some boxes, or pieces of boxes. Doesn't look like there's any actual dynamite in here though. Just a bunch of broken boxes. Alright, so let's go down the left-hand drift. Okay, there's some graffiti right here that says out. And I'm guessing that it must be referring to an alternate exit. There was a winds in the level above us that had some ladders that were a bit too sketchy to go down. So I'm guessing that might be the alternate exit. There's a bit of newspaper right here. Fortunately, the year is cut off. That sucks. Again, it says out right there. There's an ore chute over there. It looks like it might just dead end beyond it. And this is chute 1 west. Alright, so that's the face over there, but there's a ladder next to the chute. Huh. Doesn't seem to really go anywhere. Let me have a look. Oh, it's just a filled slope. Yeah, I'm not gonna go up there. It's too narrow. Alright, let's go back down and go see where out is. Nothing there. Alright, so there's some more cart rails that bend off to the left. Okay, the arrow points up, so I'm guessing that's the alternate exit. Straight ahead, it looks like a face. Yeah, that's a dead end for sure. And does it go anywhere over here? No. So I guess you'd have to climb through that opening to get out. But we made it down the main shaft just fine, so that's the way we're going to leave the mine. Alright, so that's it for this level. It was a lot more scarce than the other ones, but still neat to check out nonetheless. Alright, so right now I'm at the very bottom of the mine. That right there is the ore chute from the level above, and there's something pretty neat down here. Check this out, it's a skip car. It's mostly buried, and it's all full of debris. But yeah, this was a skip car that hauled ore out of this mine. It's pretty massive. I mean, you can see how wide the tracks are. Unfortunately, the wheels are missing. Someone took them off and probably hauled them out. And people have written their names on there. This is pretty interesting. It says Rand Mine, something Glamis Gold employees. And I think it says 98. So I think that was the time where they were working the Rand open pit in this area. So I guess a bunch of workers came down here. And let me get you a view from the other side. It's pretty hard to get the whole thing in the frame of my camera. It's pretty tight down here, and I don't have the widest angle lens on this thing. But there's the other side. Unfortunately, someone graffitied it. And when they would dump it, this arm right here that's attached to the cable would swing back, and the main body portion would dump down and allow it to dump into an ore bin. Yeah, it's pretty neat that this is down here. Alright, so here's another view of the skip car. You can see it's all tangled in the actual cable that would have hoisted it up. It was probably much higher up at one time, and then, I don't know, the cable snapped and it came crashing down here. And here's another look at the chute. It's pretty cool because the lever that opens the chute is still here. And it might actually still work, but I don't want to dump a bunch of rock over the skip car. And another interesting thing is right over here there's a carcass of some sort of snake. I don't believe it's a rattlesnake. And here's a shot looking up out of the shaft. Yeah, we have a long way to get out of this mine. But man, was it a cool one.